In a world where the ground feels shaky and memory is optional, two men will rise, armed with microphones, dry humor, and a suspicious number of pill bottles. They'll face tremors, stiffness, and the ultimate challenge, recording a podcast without forgetting what they were talking about. This is where Parkinson's gets real. This is Life in Motion, the Parkinson's podcast. Rated P for please take your meds first. Now, grab your earbuds, unless you forgot where you put them. Then just turn the volume up because today's episode is ready to go. Now, here are Bryce and Brian.
Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Life in Motion, the Parkinson podcast. I'm Bryce, and as with me as always, and wearing an absolutely cool shirt today is my buddy Brian. Brian, how you doing?
Doing great, bud. How are you?
Oh, I am fantastic, man. I love that. That is so cool. I really think that's so cool.
Couple of jumps. Yeah. All good.
Amazing. It's so, you know what? It's kind of humbling. It's kind of weird seeing yourself in I'm looking at you. But I got to be honest with you, Brian. I'm just like staring at the guy on your right side. I mean, I'm looking at myself. I'm like, what is going on over there? Look at us, those two superhero guys. That's really cool. That's really awesome. Yeah. So there you go. We actually have the full line of Life in Motion stuff like that. It's fun stuff. So if you want to check that out, check it out. But that looks so cool. Really cool, man. Brian, thanks for
Parkinson's Day. I had to dress up. Let's say
it is. You know, we're filming this on World Parkinson's Day, and you know. Honestly, when I first started logging on, looking at it, I didn't even notice it. It was wild. And then all of a sudden I just caught my eye at the last second. I'm like, there's some really handsome dude on your shirt. And it was like, that's fantastic.
You notice anything else?
Anything else like on your shirt? Like,
yeah.
Oh.
You could use the shirt as a reference.
Holy mackerel. My God. Okay. Well, so if you're watching this on video, maybe you've seen it already. And if you have seen this before I say it, do you notice anything different? And if you're listening to this on audio, you obviously won't tell you. So I'll go through it. Brian, your goatee, you shaved. Wow, man, you look like 10 years younger.
You know, if I keep taking hair off my body, I might look like a baby by the time I'm done.
I wish I you know, you could take the hair off certain parts of your body, but you could leave it on certain, like, so they didn't have a
you know, some babies are with a lot of hair. I would be that category.
Oh my gosh, you look, man, that's crazy. So there's this like you wanted to do this?
I didn't lose a bet. Okay, no, so the story behind the goatee, back when my third daughter was getting engaged, that was back in 2019. Wow. She asked if I would grow a goatee for her wedding, and I said absolutely. So I did. Then she postponed the wedding because of COVID. So I didn't shave it off. I left it, and then she booked a second date, and I'm like, yeah, I'll keep it on. Now we're getting into 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
But then she had to cancel that date. So finally, on the third go round, she got married, and I did have the goatee. I left it on, and then I don't know what made me this week. I was just like, it's time for a change.
Something new.
Yeah, I did the reverse grow a beard for the hockey playoffs, and why not?
Well, it looks good, man. That's cool. Like, that's actually really cool. And so I do mine. I to be honest with you, I grew mine just before I got married, and I was 22 years old. And the reason I did it is because I looked like I was about 15.
Yeah,
it's awful.
I was getting asked for ID in my 40s.
Yeah, me as well. Same way. I always look young. And, you know, even back in the day, back in the day when they used to make fake ID and stuff, my buddies had all this fake ID, but no one would ever make me fake ID. And you know why? Because they said, it doesn't matter. We make you fake ID, and no one would believe the ID, and they would get caught. So, like, I'm always young, but I always said, hey, when I'm in my 40s and 50s, I'm going to appreciate it. You know, so look at us two young dudes. That's amazing. I love it. I love it. Okay, well, I'm sorry it took so long to realize that.
It took my wife 3 hours, so you did a little better than her.
Lori, I beat Lori in 3 hours. Oh,
yeah.
What does that mean then?
Well, obviously, honey, I only look you in the eye. It was great.
That is so cool. Well, now the picture on the shirt doesn't match the picture up top either, but that's pretty cool. You could even say like this. Oh man, that's really neat. That's so cool. I love it. I
I got
love it.
that shirt now.
I love it. It's amazing. I mean, that looks so cool. I'm excited. This is really neat, man. This is like this all came of us just sitting around chatting one day, having just talking about our lives and what we're doing, and now we got shirts and and mugs, and it's really cool. It's really fun. I love it. It's for fun. It's fantastic. Brian, I am pumped about today's episode. I think it's going
Totally.
to be today's episode is going to be fun. And if you've ever been on the receiving end of an awkward comment about Parkinson's, then trust me, you are going to love this. Today we're going to talk about, actually, we're going to do the top 10 things.
Awkward. That was good the way you said it. That was very
Was it,
politically correct.
I wanted to say like the whatever, but
I know you did.
dumb things, crazy things, stupid things that people say to people with
Yeah.
Parkinson's. And if if you're newly diagnosed, hold on, you're going to hear some of these down the road. And if you've been on this journey for any time, I'm sure you might have heard these. So we've got it should be a lot of fun, and maybe a few laughs along the way. But anyway. The bottom line is we're just here to help you and walk you through some things. And so when we're doing the comments, do me a favor in the comments, whether watching, just put maybe some of the things, some crazy things that people have asked you or said to you that irritated you or really kind of got your dander up, or maybe let us know if you've heard of these ones too as well. So Brian, what do you got? Brian, you have the top 10, I think, right? Do we have a top
I
10?
got it. Yeah. So what I'm
Oh
going to
man,
do,
let's do it.
Bryce, I'll read out what the awkward comment is.
Okay.
I'll let you know of a better way that they could have said it. And then
Well, that's good. Yeah,
if you've got a real example that you can share with
for
us
sure.
and bring it down to earth, that would be great.
Okay.
So without any drum roll and further ado, let's get busy with number 10,
All
and that
right.
would
Number
be this one is: do you shake all the time?
10.
And the problem with that is not everybody with Parkinson's has tremors, right?
That's
So
right.
a better way to look at that would be: I know Parkinson's affects people differently. What are you doing with it? It's
Yeah.
kind of a curiosity approach versus stabbing a knife in your chest.
Yeah, and
Um,
if you that's a good way to educate people too. Like if you because you think about it, I'm not quick. Like I can feel like I get angry quickly, or I get kind
mhm.
of offended. But that's a good way to think about it too. Is if we're in that position where someone says something to us that's kind of like we're like, what are you crazy? I mean, we have to remember that we know a little bit more about Parkinson's because we're living this life and we've had to investigate it, right? We've had to Google everything, so we might have answers that they don't have. And number two, maybe that's a really good point to, like you said, to kind of say like answer it and then say, in the future, that hurt or that didn't feel good, but maybe you could have said like this. I don't know. Maybe it helps people too if you do it right.
No,
But
for sure. And one of the things I like to use when I'm in a coaching or teaching opportunity like that,
yeah,
it's called the feel, felt, found principle. And that's when you talk to somebody and you say, I understand how you feel. I would have felt the same way, but here's what I found, right? And none of those are, finger in the chest
yeah,
pointing back.
yeah,
It, it,
yeah.
it, it's trying to calm the situation and inform them, really. You
That's
know,
so well. So
I
okay, to
try to
that.
remember when I first got diagnosed, I didn't know a lot about Parkinson's.
No, me neither.
I didn't
I
walk
get it.
around, saying awkward things about it either. But you started this reply off with it's an education opportunity, and I couldn't agree with you more.
Well,
Absolutely.
let's be honest. Most people, like you said, most people they don't mean harm. Like they're not trying to be hurtful when they say something weird or awkward. They just have to, if they heard you have Parkinson's or they see you have Parkinson's, and they're just trying to maybe make a conversation or they feel awkward as well, right?
Yeah.
And it's crazy. They say stuff and this crazy stuff, crazy. Brian, 15 years, man. I've heard some really crazy things. So
Yeah. And just before we leave this and get to number 9, a positive experience I would share is this was about a year ago or just a little less than that.
yeah,
Uh, I was sitting in the living room, and my eldest daughter was visiting, and she came and sat down. And there was just the two of us in the room, and she goes, Dad, you're kind of lucky. I said, okay, well, what's bringing that on? She goes, well, it dawned on me, you don't have any shaking or tremors, and so you're not constantly visibly looking like a Parkinson's dude. And I said, no, and I appreciate that, right? Trust me. But when it's if somebody doesn't take the time that she did to word it the way she did, and maybe they're nervous or scared, and they just blurt it out.
Yeah.
Those are the ones that sting and get you in the eyes, right?
Oh, 100%. And to that point, like you said, um, I don't if I don't take my if I go off when I'm off, I'm I shake. Okay, and it's visible now. I mean, in the past, I could go off and it wasn't that visible and enough to hold it. I mean, I can still control. I stick my hand. I can do this thing like I hold my hand, or I hold my hand, or I stick them under my legs, like I sit on them and that kind of thing. And I have my hides, to hide them. But what's wild is that my parents, and I think I've told the story before, but my dad, it's funny, cute. To me,
Yeah.
it's a little irritating because every time we'll just be sitting there having dinner or something, and I guess my hand will start doing its thing. I'll be sitting on, and it'll start to move, and my dad very quietly he looks and he's like, "Gets Bryce, your hand's shaking, and I'm like, "Okay, thanks, Dad. Like, thank you, like, thanks for pointing that out." And it's like, oh, like really, like it's like you say it almost like I can stop it. Hey, you might not be paying attention and you let your hand shake, so cut it out. It's weird, right? But
Yeah.
again, that's that whole thing. I don't think I've ever, now that I've said that out loud, and it's like my own therapy lesson here, or session every time we come on, Brian. I don't think I've said it out loud, but again, in me, I don't think I've ever stopped and said, "Well, Dad, do you know, like, do you understand how it works and why it works and what's happening to me right now?" And that's what, I'm going to do it. Next time he says it, I'm going to take that time to educate my dad, and I'll report back.
Nice.
Let you know how it goes.
Perfect. All right, let's move on to number 9. This one is, did you get it because you were stressed? Now, the problem with that, it implies blame. And the better way to maybe couch that would have been, do you mind sharing what you've learned about it? So
Yeah,
you find the soft ones are being curious in their question to you.
yeah.
The ones that hurt are the ones that are making a statement as if they're right, without checking anything
Good
out.
point. Good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I've got that a few times, Brian. I uh, what was the question? What's the statement?
So, do you get it because you were stressed?
Oh yeah, for sure. So here's the thing. I would say this: that stress for me definitely it makes it worse, right? So stress, everything is like looks worse, feels worse.
Yeah.
I think what's interesting about that though is that again, that's just from a pure lack of knowledge. And the
Right.
problem that we have with Parkinson's is that there's no real way. So I've been doing a ton of interviews lately, and it's really, really funny. So normally, what will like I've been because of Parkinson's Awareness Month, I'm in TV interviews and radio interviews, and what's really every single person we kind of say, hey, ask this, or let's talk about this, or I'm comfortable talking about that, and I'm comfortable talking about anything. But Parkinson's Canada, what we do, it's just like, hey, let's not really talk about like the causes. We're not going today. We want to talk about like the benefits of, or not the benefits of how to live your best life. So it's not really about the causes, but so I kind of go into these interviews but every time they, well, what causes it? What causes it? And, it's kind of, well, it's not environmental and it's, genetics. But the bottom line is because there is no reason, people are always like, well, what is it? Like, what is it? Did the stress bring this on? Did this happen? Did that happen? And so again, lack of knowledge. And you made such a great point in that first beginning was that, yeah, I didn't know either. I mean, I had to learn this stuff. I didn't, you're the expert generalist, but
Yeah.
you had to learn, you learned to be that way. So we can't expect others to be at the same level we are. And we have to be able to understand that they're just asking out of care or concern and they want to know. And then you know what else? Because they're like, holy, they go home and they go, honey, did you see Brian and Bryce today? You better stop being stressful because you're going to start shaking like that. Or so. It's like,
No
oh,
kidding. So let's try number 8 on for size. This one is short, and I wouldn't say sweet. This one is, how long do you have?
oh,
So like,
kicker.
that's focusing on death, not life. Like that's a
Yeah.
little obvious, right? A better way again. It's a curiosity approach. How do you manage day by day? Right. So that gives you an opportunity to insert some positive things in how you do cope day to day. Right.
Do you ever Google that? Have you ever Googled how long can you live with
No.
Parkinson's? Oh, don't. Oh, don't. I did. I went one of the first times I did it. You know what it said?
No.
The average lifespan of person with Parkinson's after diagnosis was 11 years.
So you've been dead 4 years.
Man, I mean, yeah, they're all gone. It didn't say anything about age. It didn't say and you know why that is. You know, I swear to God, you should try it. I mean, we could. I mean, honest to God, I googled it, and it said the average age, and that was then, but it was 11 years. So I'm thinking, I'm 40, so I'm 51. I'm done, right? So that's 10, 11 years. But the reason being is that in the years and years and years ago, the average age of people getting Parkinson's were in their 80s and
True.
90s, and so you know what I mean.
True.
So how crazy is that? And so from that perspective, your friend or somebody hears about you, Brian, they're like, oh my God, I heard Brian's got Parkinson's. Oh my God. Well, does that, how long has he got? Well, let's Google that. Oh, it says, oh my God, it says 11 years. So now they're considering, there comes, Brian, did the doctor say how long you have? Like, is that a truth? Like they're really saying it out of concern. So I don't know if anybody's really said that to me directly, but I'll tell you, I thought about it. I Googled it. I was enough to Google it. And I just about did a tailspin when I read 11. And that's why I started living my life in 5-year blocks, because it was like, okay, I got 5 goods, right? And then I got 5 more goods. And to be my third 5 years coming in September, and I'm
nice.
Whatever, let her rock.
We'll keep rocking, baby.
Oh. What's that? What was that?
I said keep rocking, because that's enough of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Not going to stop now, man. Hey, I'm not going to stop now. I got my face on a T-shirt. There's no stopping us. Like we're going. So it's like, no.
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. Here's one I think you'll probably relate to.
Okay.
Bryce, this one is, are you faking it? You looked fine yesterday.
Oh my God.
I heard that one, right? So the problem with that one is it invalidates real, and it's just wrong. A better way to say that one would be, it must be tough when things change daily. But I'm here if you need anything.
Brian, I can't tell you. Have you dealt with that? Has anybody said that to you?
This brief interruption is brought to you by no one. No sponsors. No miracle cures. No one paid us to say this. But if someone wants to sponsor us, we are absolutely available. In the meantime, take a deep breath. Stretch something. Maybe check if it's time for your next pill. And yes, we'll wait. Now back to the show. Already in progress. Unless Brian forgot to hit record.
They haven't said that one specifically, Bryce. But again, you're looking back 15 years of diagnosis. I'm looking back 6, but half of that was COVID. In the first year, I was like 2 pills a day. I felt great. I was living normal, right? So, and I don't exude the look of someone being sick. And so I didn't show up on Zoom calls with anything that anybody would be taking a shot at, right? But I found this one to be interesting for sure.
Do you want to hear something sad?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's been days back, probably in my first 10 years, that there was sometimes I went and I was like I was lying in bed going, I wish I had really, really bad outgoing symptoms. Because it was bizarre to me. I hosted an event somewhere. I did an event somewhere. And after the fact, someone came up to me and I said, are you sure you're a parky like us? Because you sure don't look like us. You're sure don't, and I'm like, man, my line to that one, Brian, is what I say with that one is I'm like, absolute. Well, yes, I do. Unfortunately, wish I didn't. And I don't know why anybody in their million mile would even think of not faking something or not having something different. But I said that, I'll tell you what, you come to my house tonight and it's 5:30 in the morning, you come wake me up.
Exactly.
And then you ask me about Parkinson's. And because I just am very good at managing my medication, managing my off periods, and managing how I work and how I do things. And it's like anything else, Brian, when you see me, you're seeing me at my peak.
Yeah.
Right. And because I work around it. So yeah, that's a frustrating thing to me. And I don't, it's such a judgmental thing that I don't think I'd ever ask anybody that.
And are you going to fake your death too?
Yeah, it's weird.
Right.
And that's why this disease, I don't even want to call it disease, but that's why Parkinson's is so ridiculous. right? Because no day, one day I'm great. I feel better. There's some days I feel way better than others. There's some days that I feel like I could, run a marathon, and I'm not even a runner.
So
And there's
true.
some days when I can't get out of bed. And what makes one day better? I don't know. And that's why it's so crazy. We don't know where it comes from. We don't know how it's going to be. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know how long we have. There's no cure. And it's the dumbest disease. This is a disease. It's stupid. Like that's a dumb one.
Agreed.
Hey Brian, we got the dumbest one, and we watching it. We got the dumb one because it's like there's no rhyme to reason to this silly thing. It's as crazy as I am.
Yeah, it is. The word that comes to mind is crazy.
It's crazy. It's unpredictable. Yeah. That's really what it's unpredictable, and unfortunately for people that like to control things, which I do, that makes it difficult because I don't know day to day if it's going to be if I'm going to have a great day, a good day, a bad day, an okay day. I don't know if my symptoms are going to be more showing or not showing.
Yeah.
But I just learned, you know what I learned, Brian? I'm like, I have to stop trying to figure it out. I have to stop trying to ask why. All I have to do is get up, deal with the day, and do the best I can do, and again, make the most of every day I have. And if there's a day I feel like I can't get off the couch and I'm tired, then I don't. I need to listen to my body and relax, and that's okay.
Yeah, I fell asleep at 4 o'clock this morning and got up at 5:30 because I had to take pills. And that's when I was awake. I put sports desk on. So I've been up since 4. So
crazy, right?
Heavy, you'll know why. I won't.
Yeah, you're not crappy. I'll ask Lori about that later.
Yeah, please do. All right, let's go with this one now.
All right.
This is the famous one.
Uh-oh.
You're too young for Parkinson's. Are you sure?
So, Brian, before you even answer that one, I'm going to tell you.
I don't think I need to. I think you're all over this one.
Oh man, I'll jump. Because again, that's why I'm doing all these interviews. They all want to. They're all like, right away. I come on. I come on the Zoom because they're all virtual, and I pop on, and the lady and the reporter is on the other side, and they're like, oh hi, how are you? Good, how are you? And I'm like, oh well, I'm Bryce Perry. We have a meeting, and they're like, oh, wow, how old are you? And I'm thinking,
here we go.
15 years ago, man, I looked a lot like I've aged. But that one to me is how has that not been rebunked already? Because there's so many people that are diagnosed with young onset and in their 40s and in their it's growing. It's growing, right? So I don't know. It is. I have no answer for that. I'm just kind of, again, to me, it's education, it's advocacy, and I think that the more people that stop hiding in their 40s and 50s, and like I did, like I said, when I was 5 years, I didn't want to tell anybody. I didn't want to do it, but maybe I should have, and I'll yell it from the rooftops now. I was 40, because hopefully, I'm a big believer in early of finding this thing as fast as you can and getting on a regimented program, whether it be your medications or whether it be your exercise, whether it be changing your lifestyles and getting prepared and doing your thing. I think the earlier you do that, the longer you're going to keep this thing away. Yeah. So I think that we need to continue. Anybody who has young onset, when you have young onset, is get the word out there so people know that it's not just an older person's disease.
Yeah, I like to carry little one-line nuggets in my pocket, so to speak. Yeah. And the two that I would use in this scenario would be, by the way, you may not have known, but there's 110,000 people with Parkinson's in Canada. And of that 110,000, 50% are women and 30% are young onset, which means they're under the age of 40 when diagnosed. I said, so it's not the old man's disease that people seem to think it was. Yeah. It's advanced. We got to stop the advancement. That's what we're working on.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. Good call. I like that. Good job. That's so true.
I either try to inject some humor or some facts or a bit of both.
Yeah.
The facts are humorous, and go from there. But
see, I can now. The older I get, when I get to be your age, Brian, I can now I can really do it. Because I'll be like, yeah, because then they're kind of saying, "Oh, I'm like, oh, hey, you're too young for it." You're right. Thank you. Like, because I feel young, and so, but you're right. But as a young person, when you have it, it's really, because you feel like you're constantly educating people. You're constantly and when you get to that point of it just gets it gets tiresome, right? You're just because you're constantly having to answer the same question. Oh, I felt like we should all wear like a little sign. Yes, I have or hand them a card all written out. This is what Parkinson's is. That's why I'm doing some of the social media stuff for Parkinson Canada right now, and they're April for Parkinson's Awareness Month. It's hashtag Parkinson's looks like me. Right. And they're challenging people to shoot a quick video and throw it up on social media, just saying, this is, and I do one where I said, this is my face and this is Parkinson's. This is Parkinson's looks like me. And then to challenge people, and then to have, because there's so many varieties of ages and people and backgrounds, and to saying that not all one looks the same. So I think that's really cool.
Well done. Well
yeah.
done.
Yeah. It's neat.
Here's one I know you really like.
Oh,
you should exercise more. Wouldn't that cure it? No kidding.
Oh my God! Remember we had that question last week where live. Someone said, "What about this and this and this?" And that's all we have to do, Brian. Hey, us two lazy turds. We just have to get off our butt and exercise, and we'll have Parkinson's. Like, is that what it? If that's the answer, like, okay, podcast done. We're cured. Let's go, Brian. We're running right now. You're going to run. I'm going to run, and it's all over. Like, come on.
I'm going to do the Forrest
Gump. Come on. Hey, it's like. You're right. You're totally right. If I would exercise more, I wouldn't have it. But guess what? I refuse to exercise. I am so stubborn that I'd rather have all these crappy things. Well, I can't sleep. I have brain fog. I can't sleep. I have brain fog. I shake. I'm moving. But I refuse to exercise. Oh, come on. Oh man, that's wild.
Yeah, and wild. The way you could handle that better would be, have you found anything that really helps you feel better?
You think that could be handled better than that? You think? Sorry, what did you say? I cut you right off.
I was trying to ease out of this one. Have you found anything that really helps you feel better? And people not saying I should exercise.
Yeah, like why try to guess, right? To say what helps. What helps, right? And what helps you feel better? What helps you do all that stuff? And again, that's maybe if we did that, Brian, maybe we'd save, or maybe if I did that, I'd save someone asking you that. I don't know. It is, I think even shows like this, it's sort of, again, it's just that constant reminder that they don't know. They don't get it.
All right, our next one.
Exercise.
I wouldn't want to live like that.
Oh yeah.
That's a little strong. That's a double right between the eyes. What you could say, you're really strong. I respect how you're dealing with this. Pay a compliment.
Yeah, exactly. It's not hard.
It makes both parties feel good.
I always get that. I've heard that so many times, Brian, but it's almost in an indirect way. So, for example, I remember a time when I was working in my corporate job, and I remember I had gone for lunch with somebody, and they knew I had Parkinson's. Like, they knew I had Parkinson's, and we were watching. We were having lunch, and there was the TV monitors were on. I think it was like a sports bar or something. All the TV monitors were on, and Michael J. Fox was on doing an interview or something on the TV. So there was no volume on, but he looked up and the fellow, knowing I had Parkinson's, looked up and went, "Oh man, that poor Michael J. Fox. That's just awful. That's awful. Gosh, I can't imagine." And I'm like, talk about feeling like, ugh, it's weird. Yeah. And that's happened to me countless times.
That's crazy.
It is. It's wild.
All right, let's move on to the next one here. Okay. This one is, you walk funny. Why don't you use a cane or something? Right? So what would be wrong with saying, if you ever need a hand, I'm happy to help?
Yeah. It's funny how you just said that.
If you ever need a hand, I'm happy to help. It's like you talk to your neighbor over the fence. Right?
Yeah.
If I give you a hand, he's working on that. If you need a hand with that, just give me a shout.
Isn't that funny? It sounds like a little kid. It sounds like a little kid, like a little, you're walking your little kid and someone would be, they look funny or they walk funny. Can you imagine adults saying like think about that. It's such a, there's a lot of there's people that walk funny without Parkinson's. There's people like it's just that's a strange thing to me to be able to like that like it's almost like pointing out, and I don't know
Yeah.
why. I don't know why there people have the instinct to point things out. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, I don't walk down the street and go like, why is that person walking like that? And why does this person look like that? And why are they like what are we doing? And so I think that becomes sort of the stigma for people with Parkinson's, especially people that have, really outward signs, right? Where they walk crazy. We call it swagger. You walk, you get your own swagger walk, man. It's like a big deal. Own it. Like, but the things that maybe don't seem the same as others or a little different than others, I think that's what gives the stigma to us to go, oh my gosh, we don't want to go in the public, or we don't, some people are afraid to go in, but they don't want to be ridiculed and looked at and pointed out. And by gosh, we need to make sure that we are calling it out when we see it. Like, hey, and I guess, and to your point, Brian, it's educating them rather than scolding them because they don't know, but almost, I think that lends to that thing where you rather than get, walk away from it. So I say, well, you know what? Yeah, I do walk funny. You're right. Yeah, absolutely. And that's Parkinson's. That's what it is. Right. And I'll use a cane if I need one. But right now, I got enough accessories that I'm using that I don't need. I don't need one now, but we need to maybe say, but in the future, that kind of, in the future, just know that Parkinson's affects people differently. And when it's time for a cane, I'll use a cane, but it doesn't, none of it looks the same.
Yeah. So, yeah,
Wow.
absolutely. I know with my kids, early days into my diagnosis, it became apparent that freezing was going to be my challenge.
That was your big thing, right?
And I, when I got the book, Every Victory Counts, I showed it to my kids, and I used as an example, let's look up the word freezing and see what it says. So I looked up the word freezing, and it's when you're coming off your dose, coming back onto your dose, there's that cap, and you basically, you feel like a Tin Man walking in cement. And
exactly.
That's what freezing is. It's not Dad needs to get a sweater. He's cold. I can't move very much.
Yeah.
So if you want me to light the barbecue, do the dishes, whatever the ask is, just be cognizant of the fact that I might be having a freezing episode and you don't know it. But it was also over communicating when I typically get that experience as well, which certainly helped. But I found when I educated them with that, all of a sudden, hey, Dad, can you flip the barbecue on? Or are you freezing? I said, no, you know what, I'm good right now. Or, you know what, give me 10. Either way. And I said, don't you do it. I'll do it. Right? Because I don't want to have stuff to... If you take it away from me, then I feel like I've been defeated. That's not defeating. I'm delaying. There's a difference. Right?
I like that. Yes, exactly. And that's a good point. And that's where even as from a caregiver's perspective, right? From someone who cares for you, it's like, you know what? Don't do everything for us. Right? Be there when we can't, but give us the first shot at it. I'm like, hey, honey, give me the first shot. Right. And if I can't do it, I can't do it. But give me the first shot because, I need to feel like I can, can still do some things here and there. And like you said, today I can do the barbecue, tomorrow I can't. So it's not, and you know what another thing that people say they're stupid. Oh, well, why could you do it yesterday? We can't do it today.
Because it's a degenerative disease. I'm never going
to hurts
yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's, you know what? I don't know why I couldn't do it, but I couldn't. But today I couldn't. But I think that's a really good point to put out. It's like let me at least give it my shot, or check
it. Let's try, right? I've got an 11-year-old grandson who, if I haven't seen him for a little while, he's like, so Gramps, how you feeling? How's the Parkinson's treating you?
Yeah,
I
love that. Now let me ask you.
Me low enough that I'm going to take you on the pickleball court and kick you in the line.
Now let me ask you: when you said I haven't seen him for a while, was that a shot in case one of your kids is listening that they're going to bring him over? Like he's like, I haven't seen him for a bit. Just it's like, so this goes out to Brian's. Is it daughter? Brian's daughter.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen your son, the 11-year-old, in a bit. So there you go.
Yeah, that's true. He's my buddy. All right, we are at number 1. And
wow, those went fast.
It was. And I don't think you're going to be surprised by this one, Bryce, at all. It's the classic, you don't look sick.
Oh, Brian. Brian. You know what? Yes, that's the classic one that I think that it just absolutely boils me. It just boils me. And I've said to somebody the other day, they asked me, well, why does it bother you so much when people like, they don't know? Like, I'm like, I don't know. It's just this weird thing because it implies faking. It implies lying. It implies like, are you sure? Are you sure? Do you know? And I think that it's sort of like I said to somebody, if you had to, someone says to me, it's like, oh man, I've had such a headache all day. I just, I got to close my all
Yeah.
day. I'm like, are you sure you have a headache? Well, what do you mean? Of course I have a headache. Well, you didn't seem an hour ago you were talking to me. Well, I didn't tell you, but I still had it. Well, just because I'm not telling you, or just because I'm not showing you, and just can't see, it doesn't mean that that's what it is.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that really gets me. I just feel, and I feel for people because I feel for people that don't know how to respond to that because you feel like it can also give you this false thing. Maybe I don't. I'm not like them. I'm not like them. Maybe I don't. Maybe this doctor was out of his. What am I doing? Maybe I. I'm just going to stop. It's come on, right? If it is, it is. But just thank God. I'm just so thankful. You're right. Good. I'm glad I don't. And that's not a hit to anybody that has outside symptoms. But I'm like,
Right.
well, thank you very much. I'm glad that because I told someone the other day, and I was another interview or something. And I said, I work really, really, really hard to look like this.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, really hard. I mean, I'm disciplined with my medications. I'm disciplined with my movement. I'm disciplined on how I live my life. I'm planning it all out. So I work hard because I want to stay as good as I can for as long as I can. So now it's a bloody compliment. You say I don't look, you don't look sick. Thank you. It's working. It's working.
Yeah, I like to say to people, look at me as a book, right? The
Yeah.
cover's in great shape, but when you open the book up, the chapters they're worn out. They're worn out, but you can't see that till you open the book.
Oh man,
That's me.
man, and that's true, right? Like it's just a thing again. It's like how do you explain to somebody something that's almost unexplainable? Because
Yeah.
again, well, why doesn't it feel the same every day? I don't know. What is how do you? Well, I don't know. Like there's just
Tonight
no
I slept
answers.
great. Last night I slept like garbage. It
Yeah,
happens. So I have to plan for change because change is the plan. I have no choice.
exactly.
I have
There
no
you go.
choice.
You can pull that out of your pocket.
I did.
Oh my gosh, Brian! You know what I want to do right now? I want to play some shaky or fakey with you, okay?
Yeah.
And I want to. And if you're new to the program, this is where I'm going to ask Brian. Yeah, so 3 questions, and they can be shaky, which is true, or fakey, which is false. But we're gonna like put a little twist on this one, Brian, because here's what
Ooh,
I thought. Here's what I decided to
I
do.
like a nice twist.
Okay, well, here's what I decided to do. This hopefully will be the last time that you're gonna play shaky or fakey by yourself.
I'm gonna get a friend. I love it.
I'm thinking that what we're going to do is we're going to bring a viewer up here, and we're going to bring them up on stage beside, and they're going to have the viewer showdown, the shaky or fakey viewer showdown. Beat Brian, and win. Look at that beautiful shirt. Show that shirt now, and we have some beautiful mugs and coffee mugs along with that. So what we're going to do is you want to win a coffee mug, you got to come up here and beat Brian. So in the description below, you should see a link to a form. If you click the link, you just fill out the form and just kind of, are you available to do this and blah, blah, blah. And we will pick a lucky, we'll just randomly pick one that fills out the form and we'll bring you on to the broadcast and you're going to play Brian on the air. And hopefully I'm going to cheer you on to beat Brian because Mr. Competitive, I like watching him lose his marbles, lose his goatee over not being able to beat anybody. But I think it's gonna be really good. So it's gonna be, we could almost call it like the viewer showdown, or since we're gonna give away a coffee mug, we could call it like the brewer. Get it? Brewer brewing coffee. Okay. All right, Brian, are you ready for Shaky or Fakey? Are you ready to rock this thing
I
out?
am overdue for shaky and fakey, and I'm gonna give a warning to yourself and the crowd.
Oh,
This is the last time you're gonna see Sweet Brian because he's gonna
oh
turn.
sweet.
You're gonna see. You're gonna see competitive Brian next week. You get somebody from the crowd on the stage with me. It's gonna get ugly fast.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Okay, all right. Come on, somebody, get that form filled out. It's in the
Winning
description.
isn't everything, Bryce, but
I
wanting
love it.
to is, and I definitely want to win.
I know that. And if we haven't seen Competitive Brian, I'm so excited to see Competitive Brian. It's going to be amazing. All right, let's do this. Okay, ready? Oh my God, this is amazing. So here we go again. Don't forget, one is shaky, true. So true is shaky, false is fakey, right? Question number one. Parkinson's is only diagnosed once visible tremors are present. Parkinson's is only diagnosed once visible tremors are present. Would that be shaky or fakey? Shaky or fakey? Shaky or fakey? What do you think, Brian? So you can only diagnose it. You can only diagnose it in the comments. Get your answer in the comments. Brian, what do you got for an answer?
I have fakey. False.
Fakey. Of course, it's fakey. Most people associate tremors with Parkinson's, but symptoms like stiffness, slowness, and or loss of smell can appear long before tremors, and diagnosis doesn't require them. So absolutely. I mean, again, there's people that don't even have a tremor to have Parkinson's. So anyway, that's one for one.
I lost smell 9 years before my diagnosis.
Look at that. Telltale sign. Did you know anything about Parkinson's back then? Did you ever think like, hey, I lost my smell, maybe I have Parkinson's?
Not a thing.
And that's something, right? Amazing. Yep. Crazy. I'm lucky enough I still have my smell.
Right on.
It's it's not bad. Okay, ready for this question number 2?
Yeah, number 2.
All right, here we go. Depression and anxiety in Parkinson's are often caused by changes in brain chemistry, not just the diagnosis itself. Question number 2. Remember, shaky or fakey. Depression and anxiety in Parkinson's are often caused by changes in brain chemistry, not just the diagnosis itself.
Yeah, I'm good with that one. I'm going to go shaky.
Shaky, and the answer, and in the comments, put it in there. The answer is shaky, Brian. You're right. 2 for 2. That is true. Parkinson's affects the brain chemicals like dopamine and serotonin, which can lead to depression and anxiety even before a formal diagnosis. And that's kind of the things we debate. We have this debate: is like, is depression, apathy, anxiety, is that a symptom of Parkinson's, or you have Parkinson's, so it's made you depressed. You know what I mean? Like you're depressed because of it, not because of it. Does that make sense? There's one for the dictionary, Brian. Because of it or because of it?
That was good use of right pauses there. That was good.
There you go. All right. I love it. All right. Question number 3. Excuse me. Shaky or fakey, Brian? Then you're 2 for 2. All right. So he's lifting the bar. Anyway, apathy and depression are the same thing and can be treated the same way in Parkinson's. Apathy and depression are the same thing and can be treated the same way in Parkinson's. Is that shaky or fakey?
I'm going to go with fakey. That's false.
You're right. 3 for 3. While they can seem similar, apathy and depression are different. Apathy is more of a lack of motivation or initiative, while depression includes sadness or hopelessness, and treatment approaches differ. So they are completely different. So there you go. 3 for 3, Brian, on your last solo mission. Hopefully solo mission. So again, in the description, look for the shaky or fakey form link. Click it, and we'll randomly pick a viewer or a listener, and we'll bring you up and on stage. So here you go. So there it is, Brian. That's I'm going to say congratulations, man. You went 3 for 3. Now it means nothing, because next week is the showdown. We'll start keeping score, and next week I'd like you write them down. We're going to do that. We'll make sure we write them down so that's easier to do. But I'm telling you, it's fantastic, and I'm excited. I think we can have some fun with some of our most loyal viewers. It'll be great. It'll be fantastic. And
some smart viewers out there. I'm a little nervous. I'm not going to lie.
I'm telling you, man. I think that there's some people that want to take you on. They want to be the expert journalist, and so
from regular season to the playoffs. It's going to be good.
I love it. Brian, I've had so much fun with you today. I think we're going to kind of move on from there. I think it's been great. I love the new look, man. You're styling, right? You're shaving you shaved your goatee. You're looking young. I mean, it's like, maybe we should have brought Lori on, interviewed Lori, and say, like, what is up here? Like this, it's good, but you're looking good. So appreciate you, my man.
All right.
That was huge fun. Thank you for watching. Next week, we'll be back with another great episode. So make sure to like, subscribe, and share with someone who could use a laugh and some real talk. You have a great week, and we'll see.
You did it. You made it through another episode of Life in Motion. That's 20 to 30 minutes you could have spent folding laundry, Googling your symptoms, or rearranging the 14 pill bottles on your nightstand. Instead, you hung out with Bryce and Brian. That's friendship, or questionable time management. Either way, we're grateful. Be sure to follow the show, leave a review, or just yell, "I have Parkinson's and I'm fabulous," into your backyard. We'll hear you. Probably. New episodes drop regularly, unless we both forget. Until next time, keep laughing, keep shaking things up, and if you find our train of thought, please return it.